Pete, it feels a while since a T20 at Trent Bridge. How's the reconnecting of the group gone in the last day or two?
It's been really good. It's like going back to school or something like that. You know, everybody comes back in, everybody's excited to be back. We've got a really good set of lads, if I'm honest, and coaches. And we've had coaches, physios, S&Cs, as well as players all the way. So a lot of those people coming back. So we've had quite a lot of sharing of, stuff that went on in the Royal London. The coaches that stayed here, all the different city-based franchises or, teams. And it's been great. We practiced last night under lights, which was good fun. Practiced again today, so I think the lads are ready to go.
Yeah, I was going to mention, because we saw some of the training under lights last night. How important is that as a kind of, maybe an acclimatisation thing? It is getting darker earlier these days. It's different to a blast game in June, I suppose. Yeah,
well, it'll be dark, won't it, for the second half of the game. So fielding-wise, I think it's relevant. The ball always seems to get to you a bit quicker under lights, so it hits you a bit harder, but you adjust pretty quick. So the lads did quite a lot of boundary fielding and stuff like that last night. Batting-wise, I think lads just wanted to hit quite a lot of balls, if I'm honest. Our lads like hitting balls, getting into the flow of it, getting a feel back for Trent Bridge. We love playing here. We're really excited about the fact that we're going to have potentially a full house of our own fans in there for the first time for a long, long time. So the lads are really excited about playing, desperate to get to finals play, but also want to put on a show.
Which side of it do you think is most important in a quick lead up like this, I suppose? Is it getting back into executing skills, or is it more of a mental thing of bringing the group together and remembering what it is you play for at Notts?
I think at the end of the day, big games, you've got to stay calm and you've got to execute. So when we spoke as a group last night, really, the messages are pretty clear. There's a pressure that goes with a knockout game that you've got to accept. You've got to be ready to deliver your part of the skill on the day. And, it won't go right for everybody, but if everybody's in the right mindset and ready to go, then we'll have a great chance because we've got really good players. I think generally the reconnection for us, it's felt pretty seamless, if I'm honest, because they've become a tight group over the last 2 to 3 years, and that's nice. So people are excited to see each other. I think the key really for all these games is you slip back into the roles that we use in our team, because they might have played slightly different roles for somebody else. And that clarity will be delivered by the captain to the players. Everybody knows what their part of the job is. And then we come against Hampshire, which will be a tough opposition, and we give it our best shot tomorrow night.
Will there be something some of those players can gain as well from different roles, different players they've played with in the 100 the last month or so? Yeah, definitely. They'll all bring back something. Working with different coaches, different roles, different players, sharing stuff. I think now in some ways for them is probably, we said last night, you probably hold it individually unless it's absolutely burning, so we play this game in our style and whatever. Over time, that stuff is valuable information for us, I think, to keep moving ourselves forward. So, we pride ourselves in being open, ready to move, see where the game's moving to at any given stage, and be ready to keep moving in that way to stay top of the game. And with it being a side that has got such pedigree in this format, does that also ease everything you do this week in terms of the fact that so many of them have been there and done it already? Well, they know the form. Quarterfinals are twitchy affairs. We've been in one now, I think, every year for the last 4 to 5 years. So you're right. A lot of these players have won a couple of trophies in T20. They've also played in a lot of big games. So that experience will be invaluable on the night. We've still got to deliver on that night against, as I say, a Hampshire Hawks team will be tough opposition. And I know you touched on it a minute ago, but with it being the first T20 game here for a long time in front of a big crowd, how big a difference does that make in those games? Those nervy games when you might be up against it at certain times and you've got 10, 13,000 pulling for you. Well, it's your 12th man, always, certainly at home, and we've got a great record at home in T20 cricket, which we're very proud of. And we've played a lot of that record now over the last year and a half or so, not in front of everybody. So, we want to put a show on if we can tomorrow, and we want to win in front of a big crowd and share it with everybody. One of the things we're desperate to do is get to finals day where we can share that with our fans. So that's always part of it. I think the beautiful thing about playing sport when you play for a big club somewhere like Notts is it's bigger than any individual. It's bigger than you, it's bigger than any player. So many players have come through the door, so it's our opportunity this year again to try and get ourselves to finals day and gives ourselves a chance to lift another trophy for the club.